Hey Tom of Wings O Fun, this is Matthew with freeprescriptionlenses.com, and with the help of my GoPro camera and my white new Wayfarers, I'm going to show you how I cut prescription lenses for your same frame, but it's the RayBan 2132 new Wayfarer color 6053, which is the blue crystal in the 55 eye size. Of course, I'm wearing the 52. You saw me wearing this frame when we met. And so, let's go ahead and, this is the RayBan case, your RayBan cleaning cloth, which is almost always upside down or backwards. Let me put that back into your case. This is your frame, which is the blue crystal in the 6053 color code. Of course, RayBan sends it to me with a plastic sleeve on the left temple to prevent the temples from rubbing together when they ship. So if they think it's a good idea to put one on, well, I'm going to put two on there when I ship to you, just so we'll have twice the protection. But let me just go ahead and take everything off. I'm going to take out your original heavy glass lenses that if you were to drop them, they would shatter. And instead, I'm going to cut some very lightweight, unbreakable lenses. Really nice frame. Of course, this is the frame I wear about 80% of the time, because 80% of the time I'm wearing a blue shirt with some type of pinstripe. Today, I'm wearing all white, so that's why I'm wearing my white new Wayfarers. So, I'm going to put your Italian frame into my Italian edger. This is the Santanelli. It is the LE1000 patternless edger. Runs $30,000. I recommend everyone go out and get one. Put it on your kitchen counter and you won't need me anymore. But the stylus is tracing the right lens, and then it's going to move over and trace the left here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed with quality. You buy a genuine, authentic RayBan frame and you will receive free, clear, single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. If that's how you want to rock it, I can roll with that. So I'm going to take your frame out. I'm going to pull the shape of your lens up on the computer. I'm going to put in your pupillary distance of 63.5. These are polycarbonate lenses. I'm going to cut on the soft cycle because your amount of astigmatism, which I will explain. And this is being cut for a Xyle frame, which is just an old school name for plastic. Now, I know from experience the 55 eye size cuts, I have to bevel it down even more, so I'm going to start about 1/4 millimeter smaller than I would on the 52. So this is your right lens. You're getting the G15, and your right lens reads -3 at 97. That's got a nice catchy ring to it. So I'm going to spin the axis wheel of my Marco 101 lensometer to 97. I'm going to put the power drum onto -3. I'm going to take your right lens and put it into my lensometer. I've rotated it until the sphere powers come in clearly. I'm just going to check your astigmatism correction, get everything lined up there. And I'll explain what all that means in a little bit. It just means that you can't see, boy. That's what it means. But you know, it's very technical. I'm not sure what that means. So I'll put 3 dots on it, and they're kind of light, so I'm going to take my pen and darken those so those of you at home can keep score. That's the center one, that's the right one, and of course I always by habit mark right on there, even though it comes from the lab with it. Now hey, what do you know, this one comes with a lucky number 7. Or is that an L? I think it's an L for left. Okay, so the axis of the right eye is 98, so I'm going to turn that just a little bit. Put your left lens in. Get everything lined up till the sphere of power comes in clearly. Move over and make sure your astigmatism is lined up. And now would be a good time to notice the notch in my thumbnail from scraping the edge of lenses. That's why I can't have nice thumbnails. Get everything lined up. There is no margin of error with your lenses. So, not with anyone's lenses, but especially with your lenses. Because you got to fly planes around, and I have got to make sure your eyesight is critical. And of course, that's an L for left. So, this is a block. I like to call it Jenny from the block. I like to say that I give a lot of bad puns in the course of a video, so you're stuck with it for about 15 to 20 minutes. But anyway, this is what's going to hold your lens in place into the chuck while it is cutting. So I need to attach this to your lens. So what I need is a double-sided adhesive sticker. And what do you know? 3M, the same people who make Post-it notes, make double-sided adhesive stickers. The black side is the sticky side. I'm going to put that on the old Jenny from the block. Pull that away to make my side sticky. I still have to turn the machine on. You know, no matter how high-tech it is, you still have to turn it on. What's with that? Don't we live in a day and age that machinery should just turn on when you walk up to it? Plus a busy signal on the phone. You know, that's just outdated technology. There's no reason in this day and age that we should get a busy signal when you call somebody. Talking about outdated technology. So I'm going to put the sticker on there. Essentially what I'm looking into, it's like a crosshairs of a scope. I have a vertical meridian and a horizontal one. The reason why I put those 3 dots on there is I want a straight edge, a straight line where I can see where everything's going to go there, and then the vertical meridian is going to go right through that center dot, which is your optical center. And hey, you still even have to pull the tape off there too. Now that's old technology, but hey, that's still got to be done. Listen to me gripe. Okay. Next thing you know, you're going to be complaining about having to peel a banana. So I'm going to take your right lens, put it into the Chuck, or as I like to say, the Charles, because I don't know it well enough to call it Chuck. How about Charlie? Alright, so I put your lens into the Charlie, and these calipers are going to come down and they're going to trace the shape of your right lens to make sure that your lens is large enough to fit into this frame. It's starting on the rear surface, the back surface, which happens to be the concave surface of the lens, and then it's going to move over and trace the front surface of the lens, which is the convex side, all the while measuring the thickness to know exactly where to place the bevel so it fits best inside the frame. The actual cutting wheel is down here on the bottom left. Come on, turn, will you? But it's going to act like a heavy grit sandpaper that's going to grind away your unbreakable bulletproof material until it's the final shape. And this wheel in the center with that channel, that's what's going to put the bevel on the lens so it stays inside the frame. I will have to close the door, but I just want you to see as your prescription sunglass lenses touches down on the cutting wheel. So your lenses, with all your astigmatism, how about that when we turn through here? When I hold it up over the, can you see the letters in the background? Whoa, nice special effect. But yeah, your lenses are made out of the thinner, lighter weight, unbreakable polycarbonate. They're also bulletproof up to 22 caliber and have both UVA and UVB protection built into them. We know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin, where your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin. So you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes while I play around with your lens. Also, you did not opt for the polarized lenses because since you do fly a plane, you will not be able to see your gauges. And let's see, your website here, I want to go check it out. Your website, which is Wings O Fun. Everyone go check out it and subscribe to his website. He's been flying planes before he could even drive a car. He comes from an aviation family, but that's him right there. And you know what? You're gonna have to get a new picture. You gotta get a new picture once you get the new glasses. Too bad. Can I blow it up big enough to put those on you? Not yet. Not yet, but update your website. Put me on there. Put me on there, Tom. Mr. Wings O Fun. But really great guy. Go check out his website if you're into aviation here in North Carolina. So if you notice, the lens is completely flat. It's hard to talk over that. It's completely flat. If I were to take it out, I could stand it on the counter just like it was a nickel. And in just a moment, it's going to move over and have the bevel placed into it. Also, if you notice, water is running in the background. Polycarbonate cuts dry, where plastic and high index cut wet. This white powdery substance I'm pulling off is called Schwarf, and it's fun to pick up. Ooh, look, I got a long one. Thought it was a giblet. Look, I think that one's connected to the neck bone. But in the last 20 seconds of a polycarb lens, 2 water jets will kick in, one up front and one in the back, and they're going to wash away this optical debris that I keep picking off. Ooh, that's a good one. You know what? I'm going to save this one. I'm going to put it inside your RayBan case, and I'm going to give it to you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I charge extra for that. That'll be $5 more if you want the sawdust from your lenses. So since the water is running, less than 20 seconds from now, I'll pull the lens out, see if it fits, which I'll be a little skeptical if it does. Usually for the 55, I have to take it down even much more than already pre-programmed, but the golden rule, you can always cut more off of a lens, you can never add it back on. So I start a little bit large and then I work my way down. Okay, so take your lens out of the Chuck, the Charlie. I want to dry it off. Oh, use my last paper towel. Now, Tom, now you're going to make everyone else's prices go up, because now I have to go out and buy a roll of paper towels. You know, everyone watching this is going to blame you for their price going up for half a penny. but you still have some rough edges left over from the cutting cycle. So I'm going to use my hand stone, which is completely flat. I can put my finger on it while it's running, and my finger gets warm due to the friction, but it's that friction that allows me to smooth out, to apply what's known as the safety bevel, but essentially what I like to melt the edge of your lens from that friction. And then I'm going to use my thumbnail to scrape all of that off, that schwarf. Why me? Why me? It was your time. Ha ha. So, and of course, yes, I love what I do. That's the best thing. You know, everyone says Mondays suck. Mondays don't suck. It's your job. If you do what you love, you cannot stand to be away from it. So, all right, I've got it all cleaned up. And actually, since I do that so much, I've worn a V-shaped bevel into my thumbnail. But once all of that is off your lens, I collect it very neatly and very carefully into one pile on the counter. And then I wipe it on the floor. And I say, kids, stay in school. I went to school for years to learn how to make a mess like this. So kids, if you want to grow up and make a mess, you gotta stay in school. So let's see if your lens fits. I'm going to tuck it in at the outside corner and then press down on the nose, which it is fighting me this whole time. It's still alive. There ain't no way it's going in. Maybe I just put it in sideways. It could stay. Could you wear it like that? Okay, you're picky, aren't you? All right, I'll take it down a little bit more. So take it down another 1/4 millimeter. And a millimeter, to my American friends out there who have no idea, a millimeter is about this long if you add a whole bunch of them together. No, a millimeter is the distance between my thumbnails. So I started off taking a 1/4 of that off, smaller than what the lens traced, and then I'm taking another 1/4 of that now. And if need be, I'll be a wild man and take another 1/4 millimeter off, because I'm just unpredictable. You can never tell. I don't even know myself. So Tom is also incorporating his flying experience with these unmanned aerial, I forget what they call them, drones. Of course, I like to call them flying killer robots because that's what they are, and they are awesome. I don't know how many plots that was in all the sci-fi movies when I was growing up. And now that I am, my dad always said, when you grow up and you work hard, you can buy whatever you want. I want my own flying killer robot. Thank you very much. That's the equalizer. Plus, hey, I like to surprise people. Keep them guessing. What if I could deliver eyeglasses that way? I think Amazon's going to beat me to it. Remember, kids, if you don't want the drones to find you, you have to wear your aluminum foil hats. And especially during full moons. You can tell I don't have kids. Alright, so I'm going to take the lens out of the Charlie. I'm going to dry it off so it's not slippery, because it's embarrassing when you drop a lens on live TV. So back to the handstone real quick. Back to the safety bevel. Back to using my thumbnail to scrape that all off your lens. And back to wiping that on the floor. Whee! Hey, you know the clown needs to laugh when he's at work too. So, alright, let's see if it fits now. I'm going to take your frame, having it this way, tuck your lens in at the outside corner. Using my thumbs, I press down at the nose. And still wants to fight me, so I could force it in there, but I'm not going to. And when I say force, I could use heat to warm your frame up. You see a lot of people doing that. I don't do that. I don't like a lens to go in that has to be heated because it stretches and can sometimes misshapen your frame, causing it to, as we say in the industry, to roll. If you think of your frame as a gutter, if a lens is too large, it's going to force it this way, and then it's just a bad cosmetic appearance. And since I'm a one-man operation, that's a nice thing about being the owner. I'm in control of everything that goes out of my door. So your lens is going to be known as a cold insert, where it just pops right in. Because I'm encouraging you to buy another frame from me, because every day I pop my prescription lenses out and I put them into a different color. In fact, my sunglasses, which I was wearing earlier, I'm going to grab these, are the blue orange, which is the color code. I can't see because I got my glasses off. But yeah, this is the blue orange. Contact me if you want this. This is the rarest of all the RayBan colors. It's really not. It's just the only color that RayBan will not keep in their US warehouses, and it has to be ordered out of Italy. Any other frame you can have in 2 days, except that blue orange and sometimes the green rubber, the 8112. Of course, this is color 770, It is discontinued. They discontinued a couple years ago, but hopefully they'll bring it back. Every year they add some colors, every year they take away some colors. And I had a self-imposed limit of 10 until this came out. The day I saw this, I had to have it. This made 11. So I retired my black beige. I actually gave that one away, although today I tried it on for my collection and thought, why did I do that? I wear the brown blue at home. I've got every color possible, every color. The black rubber, the blue rubber that I wore for years. Oops, I didn't dry the lens off. Party foul, didn't dry the lens. Scrape that off real quick, and then let's see if it fits. When it does, I'll flip over and we'll start cutting the left lens, which will go quickly since now I've got the size correct. So, tuck it into the outside corner. You know you want to go in there. You just have a lot of curvature in your lens because of the astigmatism that you have, which I still haven't gotten to covering, have I? There we go. That's good. Let me just test it by popping it out. That's pretty good. Let's go ahead and continue, and we'll get your left lens cut. So I'm going to leave that alone, and once your left lens begins cutting, I'll continue to work on the right. I'm flipping that over to left and hitting start. Just like before, the calipers are going to come down, but this time they're going to trace the left side of the frame to make sure that your lens is large enough to fit. Always starting with the rear surface, the back surface, and then move over and tracing the front. The reason it does that is because you see the varying thickness of your lens as it goes around. In some meridians you have -3, some meridians you have -6. And I think I have less than 6 seconds to explain why that is. 6 seconds, 6 seconds, 6 seconds, Dougie Fresh, you're on. Alright, I know my homies from the 80s will remember that. It wasn't just all about UTFO with Roxanne. Roxanne, I want to be your man. Going old school on y'all. So, let's go ahead and take this block off that is no longer needed. Pull that sticker off. Dry your lens off with my last remaining paper towel. I'm keeping that red dot on there so that I'm going to place it in my lensometer. I'm going to turn the axis back to 97 and read the prescription.